Welcome back to the Kaspa Silver YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to answer the question that Altcoin Daily put out on X. He says, serious, will Kaspa be here in 10 years? Altcoin Daily is a pretty big YouTube channel that covers a lot of crypto content, has over 1 million subscribers, and he asked this question about Kaspa, and I decided to try to answer it by giving 10 reasons why I believe Kaspa will be here in the next 10 years. Starting with number one, and that is Kaspa has about 10 years worth of research. If you don't know about the founder, Jonathan Somplaninsky, I do have a very good video that I go in depth on the founder and explain pretty much everything he's behind and how far he goes back. But here's just a picture of a video that he's going to appear in, and this is at the Bitcoin Scaling Conference back in 2015. And if you don't already know, he pretty much penned one of the first academic papers for Bitcoin, which would introduce the Ghost protocol. And this paper was called Secure High Rate Transaction Processing in Bitcoin by Jonathan Somplaninsky and Aviv Zohar. And Jonathan is actually mentioned in the Ethereum white paper because Ethereum over here states that they implemented a simplified version of Ghost, which only goes down 7 levels, and then they define it in the white paper. But up here say the greedy heaviest observed subtree, otherwise known as Ghost, protocol is an innovation first introduced by Jonathan Somplaninsky and Aviv Zohar back in December 2013. And this paper pretty much was the first protocol which eventually would lead up to Kaspa in the future. I have videos that go deep into that, and you should probably check out my playlist mentioning deep dives into Kaspa, and you will be able to see how far back Kaspa goes and how all of the protocols that Jonathan builds eventually leads to Kaspa. The second reason why I believe it will be here in the next 10 years is the fact that it is not accessible to everyone. Kaspa is still not on Coinbase. It's still not on Binance. It's still not on Binance US. It's still not on Crypto.com. It's still not on Kraken, OKX, or Robinhood. And if we look at CoinMarketCap, we can see that these exchanges are pretty much the top exchanges that Kaspa is still missing. We have Binance, Coinbase, OKX, Kraken, Crypto.com, and then also I mentioned Robinhood because that's a very big stock exchange. And if you don't already know, North America leads the world in crypto usage. And if you look at this chart, North America pretty much takes up 25% of all cryptocurrency value that gets received. So truly, Kaspa has not even tapped into one of the biggest markets for crypto. And yet, despite that, it was able to come up on top, be within the top 30 right now. And you could see that it's sitting at number 32, and it currently has a 3.1 billion market cap, and yet is not accessible for everyone. It's still pretty difficult to get here in the US. Every time I'm trying to teach people how to do it, it's kind of tricky and just really tedious. And a lot of people decide not even to get Kaspa simply because it's just not easy to get. So this means that there's still a lot of room left for Kaspa to grow, and I believe that this will keep it relevant within the foreseeable future. The next reason that kind of goes with the previous one is the fact that it has a very low reach as well. If you go to the Kaspa Currency official Twitter page, you could see that they only have about 196,000 followers. And if you compare that to other cryptocurrencies that are in the top 10 that have a lot more larger valuations, you could say they have followings upwards to 2.4 million followers for Solana or 1.3 million followers for Cardano. And if we're looking at the Discord of Kaspa, we could see that it's only sitting at about 40,000 members. And if we go ahead and check the Discord for Solana, we can see that currently it's sitting at about 134,000 members. So clearly there's a lot more room for Kaspa to possibly grow in terms of adoption and people learning about Kaspa and what it is. The fourth reason why I believe Kaspa will be relevant within the next 10 years is that it has the top developers in the whole entire crypto space. I already talked about Jonathan a little bit, but if you look at the core developers and researchers, you could see people like Michael Sutton and Shai, and these people actually have their names in the future protocols that are going to be part of Kaspa. Shai was actually mentioned in the Phantom Ghost Stag protocol, which is already being utilized on Kaspa. And then Michael Sutton is mentioned on the Dagnite protocol, which is a future protocol that's going to be implemented on Kaspa that will allow Kaspa to increase its confirmation times to practically just be instant, which will never be seen before in the cryptocurrency space when it comes to proof of work, while you're remaining decentralized, secure, and scalable. Kaspa ultimately solves the crypto trilemma, and this has been solved with these developers behind it. And this is why Kaspa has the top devs to be working on it right now. Going into the fifth reason here, I believe that Kaspa will be relevant in the next 10 years, is that Kaspa is number 2 when it comes to proof of work emissions. When you have mining, you have block rewards, and those block rewards can be equivalent to a certain amount of money in US dollars. Currently, Kaspa is sitting at number 2 at $1.62 million, and Bitcoin sitting at about $51.75 million. But Bitcoin is going to be going through a halving where this will receive a 50% cut. This 50% cut, I believe, will bring more attention for miners to possibly looking for other cryptocurrencies that are proof of work to mine with ASICs. And currently, Kaspa is sitting at the top spots when it comes to ASIC profitability when mining it. And you could see that it's taken the first 6 spots when it comes to ASIC profitability. And I believe that this is just a free advertisement of Kaspa to other people who are interested in the mining world of proof of work. The sixth reason why I believe Kaspa will be relevant in 10 years is the fact that it is proof of work. And I just recently made this post, but I say here, proof of work is good for Kas. Why? Simply, it just builds trust. In a world of thousands of cryptos, I can assume more than 50% of people in this space understand the basics of proof of work. This alone creates a much easier path towards adoption because most people know how things work. And when trying to create a decentralized crypto network, you need to build trust. Bitcoin has paved the way for Kas to step in and continue the innovation and finish Satoshi's original vision, and that is peer-to-peer electronic cash system. The great thing about proof of work and cryptocurrency is that it's part of the free market, and the free market decides what it wants to adopt and where it wants to put its money in, where they believe the value is at. And if we're looking at Bitcoin, we could see that the free market has always been deciding that Bitcoin does have value and that they also put that value into mining Bitcoin itself. And that's why we could say that proof of work is backed by energy. And that's why we could see that the hash rate ever since inception of Bitcoin has continuously risen over time. And if we're looking at something like Kaspa, it's looking pretty much similar, and that people continue to want to plug in ASICs and start mining Kaspa because they obviously believe that the future is bright. You wouldn't be plugging in your ASICs, you wouldn't be buying your ASICs if you thought that the future did not look bright for a cryptocurrency asset that is proof of work. The seventh reason I have is the fact that it has such a unique community. Kaspa's community is highly unique in that it is much more decentralized than most projects. Kaspa has its own governance within a Discord pretty much, and you could see that we do votes here, we actually fund for things ourselves here, and it's just basically run by the community. And the community is a really awesome community. It's something great to be a part of because if you find something that you want to fix or be a part of, you can really just work on this project and help it grow and have adoption. You actually have more of a say of the future of this project if you try to be active within the community. So this is just very unique to Kaspa. A lot of other projects have foundations and companies and stuff like that involved, but Kaspa truly wants to stick to those core roots of Bitcoin, which remains fully decentralized and no central entity or company or foundation pretty much controlling it and calling all the shots. The eighth thing I have here is the fact that Kaspa is tapping into a very unique use case that is not seen within the cryptocurrency space. If you're looking at the top 100 cryptocurrencies, most of them are all coins that are trying to tap into smart contracts, NFTs, and all that kind of fun stuff, or they're not even proof of work. And they're more focused on the DeFi world of cryptocurrency. But Kaspa is tapping into the market that has yet to be tapped into, and I believe is probably the biggest market to tap into. And that's actually becoming a currency, doing the currency part of crypto. And when you are the currency part of crypto, the vision is to become money or cash. And if we read on the Kaspa website, we could see here that it says for Kaspa, we look to silver, which presented a different trade-off versus gold. In the original Aramaic text, Kaspa, or otherwise known as silver, was historically treated as less precious than gold, but more circulative, less valuable, yet more acceptable as payment. With this prospect, we call this project Kaspa, Aramaic word for silver and money. Kaspa's whole purpose is to become money, or to become like cash in the digital space. A lot of people say Bitcoin is trying to achieve this as well, but truly Bitcoin has been stagnated in its moves of trying to innovate proof of work and make it more scalable so that it can actually be more adoptable to the world. If you look through my channel, I have videos that kind of go into these comparisons of Kaspa and Bitcoin, where I don't truly believe Kaspa is trying to replace Bitcoin, because I believe that Kaspa is tapping into a very unique use case that Bitcoin pretty much just failed to achieve, because now it is viewed more as a digital gold, and Kaspa should be viewed as a digital silver, something like Litecoin was trying to be. But truly, it didn't really execute this idea as good because the technology just was not ready for something to be a lot more scalable than Bitcoin until Kaspa. The ninth reason why is because Kaspa has a very unique founding. In the world of cryptocurrencies, you should look into the fact that a lot of these cryptocurrencies are not fair launched. Being fair launched means that when you release your coin is fully released to the public, and the only way to get your coin was either by purchasing it on the spot market, or in proof of work would be by mining it. A lot of the coins today are pretty much proof of stake, or they still can be proof of work, but the teams, the devs, private insiders, and VCs are able to get big allocations of the coin before you do. And that means it is a lot more unfair advantage to the retail investor and creates a less decentralized distribution of the coins. And this is a picture just showing a lot of different coins here, but you could see something like Binance, where they literally kept 50% of Binance BNB coin went to insiders, and then the rest went to the public. And then if we're looking at something like Polkadot or Cardano or Solana, these are all the same way. You should really consider taking a look at my video that I made about Solana, where I show clips of VCs that were literally laughing at you, the retail investor, while they dump their coin because they were able to get huge allocations of Solana before everyone else did. And truly, in my opinion, I think this shouldn't be allowed in crypto, because this defeats the whole purpose of crypto. And within the US, there is a lot of regulatory pressure when it comes to coins that continuously have these allocations in the very beginning, because it basically creates a security. And I like to stay within the least riskiest way when I'm trying to invest my money into something. And I believe that being fair launched, remaining proof of work, and all those other fundamentals that are similar to Bitcoin will be the best approach in trying to receive adoption and trying to receive the bigger money that actually cares about where they put their wealth in. And I'm not here to say that you're not able to make money with these other projects, but there's one thing that Kaspa provides that a lot of these other projects don't. And that is, Kaspa provides the ability to make money, but also give you a peace of mind. And I seriously like that personally, because it matches my style of how I want to handle my money financially. And then the 10th reason why I believe Kaspa will be here within the next 10 years is that it is simply revolutionary tech. With Bitcoin, we have blocks that contain transactions, and these blocks are created every 10 minutes. With Kaspa is striving to innovate that original design, and instead of having one block every single 10 minutes, currently it's doing one block every single second. And in the future, it's going to upgrade into this new mainnet on Rust, which will allow Kaspa to do 10 blocks per second. Currently, we are seeing it be tested as we are preparing to do this upgrade. But truly, this innovation has never been seen before, and it's pretty much going to be the new standard for crypto, I believe, in the 2020s of the 21st century. So I highly consider you guys that you continue to do your research on Kaspa, because I truly believe that it is something worth to stick around for the next decade. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. And before we go, if you have not considered getting yourself a Tangent wallet, this is a cold storage solution for Kaspa that allows you to keep your Kaspa offline and off of exchanges. If you keep your Kaspa on any type of exchange, this is not the best way to secure your funds, because you do not have any control of this Kaspa. If the exchange was to go bankrupt or to just stop letting you withdraw your Kaspa, you honestly cannot do anything about it, and you have risk of losing all your funds. Using Tangent allows you to mitigate that risk and instead hold your Kaspa in an offline way on your Tangent card. So if you're interested in getting a Tangent, please do your research on it. I have videos covering it within my channel as well, giving you guys all the details behind it and the security behind it. But if you use my code Kaspa Silver in all caps, you'll get 10% off. And I'll also receive a commission for this, which helps support the channel. And I really do thank you if you decide to use that code. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here. And as always, don't be average, be different.